In 1978, News 8 weatherman Doug Oliver narrated a series we called Our Town.
They were short and sweet stories about San Diego's county's communities. In tonight's News 8 Throwback, we're hitting North Park, Mission Hills, and Kensington.
North Park is one of those San Diego communities that, in its name, tells you where it is, north of Balboa Park. But it takes a walk down University Avenue to tell you what North Park is. And what it is a very pleasant anachronism, a throwback to small Midwestern towns in a much simpler time, maybe even a small town in Kansas. You know the kind where there's a roller rink on the corner, and where the merchants in the town plaster its name on every business. That's the way North Park is. University Avenue is the beaten path in North Park, but somehow the whole area seems pleasantly off the beaten path. Kind of nice, don't you think? Mission Hills, hard by Old Town, yet few tourists ever venture up the hill to find a living museum to the way California and San Diego were in the days before the big war introduced thousands of sailors and soldiers to the good life and the sunshine. And really, if you ask them, most Mission Hills residents really prefer it that way. They cherish their privacy and smaller town atmosphere. Even under a gray sky, Mission Hill still looks and feels the way Southern California seemed to in those F. Scott Fitzgerald novels of the 30s. You can walk along the quiet streets and stop at any one of dozens of classic California homes and somehow feel you're leafing through an old photo album where pictures of the past have turned sepia-toned with the years. But while Mission Hills produces its share of memories, don't think for a minute the area is gathering dust in the 70s. It's still very much alive and well, thank you. Small children bring new life to the streets every day. They combine with the old-style dignity of Mission Hills to give it a special air. A great place for San Diegans, but please, don't tell the tourists. To know Kensington is to know California in a simpler time when fresh mornings and orange groves were the way of life instead of smog and crowded freeways. It's best to ride or walk through Kensington during the early morning when the old narrow streets are mostly deserted. That's the best time to appreciate the palm trees that line those streets and the houses that really do seem to take you back to an easier time. Kensington is a man on a bicycle out to do his grocery shopping at the corner market. Off the beaten path, it's a little quiet in the middle of a big city getting bigger. Kensington is the antique stores along Adams Avenue, busy with shoppers on a Saturday afternoon. And I guess that's the way it really should be, because Kensington is one place where they still seem to appreciate the old ways.
The old ways. Those are the old ways.
In 1970 something,
yes,
those are the old ways.
78, that's incredible. It's interesting if you know the neighborhoods, you know, there's so much that has changed, of course, but some gems that are still the same. So.
I lived in Mission Hills, right on the edge with Hillcrest for a while since when I first moved here, and definitely the Mission Hills that I walk through and see is not the Mission Hills in those videos. No. Not all of it, anyway.
Neat to see that look back. For more News 8 throwbacks like this one, visit our YouTube channel, CBS 8 YouTube. We do have a channel, and you can also check out our YouTube playlist to see if your town made the cut.
You can also go to CBS8.com and click the Throwback tab at the top of the page.